after doing 10 films in South, I moved to Hindi, and then started Hindi, where when I started, I was already 10 films old, and there were my contemporaries who were probably just one or two films old who were big stars there, and I was nobody just because I did not act in Hindi films. So it's a very disheartening comment when if I hear the fact that मेरा time waste कर दिया. I was very heartbroken when I finished Schitt's Creek. I saw that all the seasons and I finished it. I actually had a tear in my eye in the last season. There were so many beautiful moments and more. So I was very sad that it's over and it's not going to be made again. I'm searching for hashtag Thappad and reading their response. That's what Taapsee is doing. Imagine that 7 minutes role in Baby.
Yeah.
Even that worked.
Okay, so Taapsee, welcome. How have you been?
I've been fine. It was pretty fine and good actually in the beginning. Now I'm wanting to go to work, but it's been fine. It's been okay.
Yeah, and how has the entire lockdown phase been for you?
Actually, it has been quite busy. I wouldn't say that it was like, I did not know what to do with my time because quite early in the lockdown, I figured out that the key to survive this lockdown is to just keep yourself as busy as you can with whatever you can.
Yeah.
So I decided to do that. If not my regular work, I decided to find work at home, like just to do things for your house and the whole day. So I kept myself on my toes, busy, and that's how I have survived the last 3 months.
Yeah. Okay, I actually want to start by talking a little about your journey, in the Hindi film industry, which has been so amazing. Right from Chashme Baddu to Thappad, there has been such amazing work. There's Badla, there's Pink, I can go on and on. Such amazing cinema. I want you to tell me a little about how has this entire journey been for you, coming from outside and making your own mark and doing such amazing films. How has it been for you?
After doing 10 films in South, I moved to Hindi, and then started Hindi, where when I started, I was already 10 films old, and there were my contemporaries who were probably just one or two films old who were big stars there, and I was nobody just because I did not act in Hindi films.
Yeah.
So that was another experience of a kind where you just feel that it's unfair, like you have to start, you're starting from scratch again and you've got so much of experience, but still you were treated like a struggling newcomer. So then you know that what you're getting into, you prepare yourself mentally, you start from the scratch again, and then again a set of highs and lows of different kinds. But one thing has been, I've never repeated my mistake. I knew when I started that I did not know anything about this profession. I knew that I'll have to learn everything from the scratch, but I decided that I will make mistakes, but they'll be my effort. Like when you're trying something new, you sometimes fail, sometimes don't. So whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to learn from it, and I'm not going to repeat my mistakes. And I think that really worked for me because I made new mistakes, but I did not repeat my mistakes. That helped me grow a lot.
I also want to talk about your film choices, which has been so varied yet so amazing. And, be it Badla, or be it a Pink, or be it Game Over. Game Over is one of my most favorite films, by the way. I love that film so much. I want to know, while you're choosing all of these scripts, is this like a conscious decision that, you have a certain social responsibility towards your fans and your admirers, or is it just, how is that happening?
I belong to that family I was not really fascinated with watching films while growing up. I started going to theaters only when I moved to college.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not like I could watch every other film.
Yeah.
It was a very judicious choice and discussion amongst friends कि चलो इस हफ्ते ये release हो रही है क्या, we can afford to go and buy it along with the other things we spend our money on. So it is an expensive thing to go and spend that time on money, and but most importantly time, I say, because time, money you can earn back, but time you can't earn back. So it's a very disheartening comment when I hear, if I hear the fact that मेरा time waste कर दिया, 3 घंटे मेरे waste कर दिए. That is a very, 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 very hard hitting comment for an actor, I feel. So I don't want to go through that, is why I become very responsible and conscious of what I'm choosing. It should work as a film. If I'll do, I mean, I've realized, if no matter how great you perform and it's an author backed role and you're doing something that's never done before, doesn't matter. It's gonna go, if people are gonna forget it sooner or later, if the film is not good.
Yeah.
So, but if the film is good, even the smallest of small character, like imagine that 7 minutes role in Baby,
Yeah.
even that worked because the film was good. Had the film not been good, who would have remembered what I did in those 7 minutes? So it really is important that the film works. And then, of course, it's you. Are you going to enjoy this film, doing this role, working with this director? I'm going to spend 50, 60 days of my life on this film. Is it going to be worth it? Am I going to drag myself to work every day, or is it going to be exciting? I take it, I've never repeated my roles, because there's so many. After Pink, I got so many molestation, rape victim roles. Till date, I keep getting them. Of course, the storyline is different and the setup is different, but I decided not to do it. So many espionage thrillers, and I'm like, if I end up picking something which is going to be an espionage thriller again, where I have to be a spy, it better be taking a notch higher than Shabana and Baby. Otherwise, there's no point doing it. So I don't try to repeat, because there's so much to do, and people are coming with me with some fabulous roles. So I don't have to stress about repeating my roles. So that's the little bit of conscious effort I make, that people's time and money should be worth it. My time should be worth it. So that way is a win-win situation.
Ever since we started these interviews in lockdown, especially, I've been asking a lot of people about what their OTT recommendations are, okay? And most of them have been saying it's Thappad. Like, they have Thappad in their list and they've been recommending it to people and just telling, you have to watch Thappad. Now, I want to know, while the world outside there is watching Taapsee Pannu in Thappad, what is Taapsee watching?
I'm searching for hashtag Thappad and reading their response. That's what Taapsee is doing. I constantly keep getting these messages and calls. I try to read as many as possible on social media, and personal messages and emails I keep getting on this, and they're very overwhelming, very, very. And not every actor gets a chance to affect people in such a way that they take you home, they keep you in their hearts for a very long time. So with films like Pink and Thappad, for example, Mulk, and all these films probably touched people beyond just being good films. So I think I enjoyed that small place in my audience's heart for a very long time. So I'm kind of really, really enjoying that, reading all the love coming my way, because that was my motive, to stay with them, to make them believe that I'm one of you. This is a story for all of us, and has happened with all of us. So that is great, that the response that's coming my way is overwhelming, I think. Apart from that, I've been watching. So I am not a person who enjoys watching a lot of dark stuff, and a lot of this conspiracy and murder and all that. I like to watch light stuff, and it's not very often that some good light stuff is made for OTT. I don't know why. So I was very heartbroken when I finished Schitt's Creek. I saw that all the seasons, and I finished it. I actually had a tear in my eye in the last season. There were so many beautiful moments and more. So I was very sad it's over and it's not going to be made again. It was almost like I was upset with them. Why are you not going to make it again? So it's like that. I've watched other shows also. Like I've finished Succession, both the seasons. I've seen this. I've seen a lot of documentaries. I've seen World War II documentary. There's one docudrama called "Don't Fuck with the Cats."
Yes.
That is insane. Like, I've been recommending people to watch this because it is so crazy that it's almost unreal that it's real.
Yeah, yeah.
So that I have been recommending. So I have seen. I've recently. I'm watching Arya right now. That's one of the few, like, I'd seen Special Ops and now I'm seeing Arya. Um, I'm gonna finish Arya and then I'm gonna give a shout out to everyone and tell everyone how I felt about it, because I really like Ram Madhwani sir's work, and I've been a fan of just Sushmita Sen's personality. I think I was missing seeing her so much. And I remember when the trailer released, I jumped onto it and I was so excited to see that it's going to be Sushmita Sen back on screen after so long, and especially with Ram Madhwani directing. So that's one show that I immediately started the day it released, and I'm almost saving the episodes. I don't like to binge watch. I feel it's just, I want to keep it, like, savor it for a moment, when they're web shows, like 1 or 2 episodes at a time only. So I do that. I watched Morning Show on Apple TV, which was fabulous.
Amazing.
I watched Little America on Apple TV, which is about all migrants in America, one episode per story. I've been watching Amazing Stories, which is Steven Spielberg produced series again, which is again supernatural stuff. Every episode is a single story.
Yeah.
So you don't have any links really. So all these things I've been watching.
Wow. Okay, Taapsee. I just want to thank you for this conversation. Thank you so much for connecting, and I'm really,
My
really
pleasure.
looking forward to some of the amazing work that I'm sure you're going to continue. And thank you for all the films and for inspiring us with your movies. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. The moment my friends or family see paparazzi around when I come walk out of a restaurant, they just disown me and they leave me and they just run away. As if they don't know me and I've come alone and I don't know who she is, kind. So